Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another Nacho Tuesday. And today I have David Antley with LinkTrust. We'd love if you could introduce what you guys do over there and a quick elevator pitch if you can.
Yeah. LinkTrust, wow, quick elevator pitch. We're so comprehensive that
Oh, take
sometimes
as much time as you want, actually.
sometimes it's a little hard to do like a quick elevator pitch, but yeah, LinkTrust is really the oldest performance marketing platform in existence. I know because I knew the founder and before my time even, but it's a comprehensive performance marketing platform that does everything from lead management all the way through CPA tracking for any publishers, any partners, any affiliates that you want to track through, and be able to attribute everything accurately on a performance basis back to them.
Wow, that's great. How long has it been around for? A couple decades, or?
Yeah, 20 years of existence, but we're actually on 8.0 in terms of our version. So we've had eight different iterations of the platform, and this should be one of our most comprehensive when it's fully complete.
I'm sure you're going to bring up some AI terms that you guys might be integrating. We'll get to that later. So I guess what got you to where you're at in your career? How did you get started in your career? You mentioned Yahoo earlier. When we were in the green room, so to speak. And then how did you end up over at LinkTrust running the show over there?
Oh, wow. Out of college, I knew I wanted to do something online, and believe it or not, it was early days. So you can see the white in my beard and lack of hair. I actually went to the Houston Chronicle, and the Houston Chronicle wasn't even online at the time. And I petitioned them to allow me on the start team, the launch team of HoustonChronicle.com, or now known as Chron.com. And they kept saying, no, you're too young. No, you're just graduated, whatever. And nobody else wanted the job. So they said, okay, you can have it. And so I ended up being on the launch team of HoustonChronicle.com and helping to launch them on the internet, which was the flagship property of the Hearst Corporation. This was back in, believe it or not, 95. From there, I think I stayed in newspaper way too long, thinking they were going to get it, and they weren't going to get it. And ended up being recruited by Mark Cuban's company in Dallas to go to work up there for AudioNet, which became broadcast.com and went public. And he ended up actually asking me to move to the Bay Area to help get our West Coast office off the ground. And within 6 months, he had sold the company to Yahoo at that point. So ended up at Yahoo for a while, left Yahoo, went to Overture, which was the first pay-per-click search engine in the game before Google ever got into the game. And then ended up going back to Yahoo through an acquisition, but ended up out here right after that. I came out to run Progression, and which was the company that owned Lexington Law Firm and CreditRepair.com and Credit.com. And really built everything out on a performance basis. So we built the original performance tracking platform there from scratch. And anyways, fast forward a few years later, and a few other opportunities that came up. I was consulting with the private equity company that acquired LinkTrust. I actually used LinkTrust for my own agency after I left Progression in Lexington, and was consulting with them. And when we made a strategic acquisition, they asked me to come on and help through that process and be the CEO of the company.
Nice.
That's a long-winded answer, but I felt like you needed some perspective.
No, I like it. Yeah, it's a really, really storied history. That's totally explains why you're running the company over there. And hopefully Yahoo doesn't come and buy you guys again.
Yeah, that was the joke. I mean, Yahoo came and acquired broadcast.com, so that's how I ended up at Yahoo the first time. And then the second time they came and acquired Overture when I was at Overture. So the joke was coming out here to run Progression that they were going to come and acquire us, which never happened.
Yeah, they're probably following your LinkedIn. They're like, okay, where's he going? I know those are always good companies.
We actually do a lot of work with Yahoo now on the search side, but more from a feed perspective and a monetization perspective for our customers.
Awesome. Well, look out. Just kidding. No, it's a good thing. So I guess, can you elaborate on some of the tools that are available for performance marketers today? I know AI obviously is the big buzzword that everybody wants to dive right into, but I guess what tools should performance marketers really be aware of when it comes to performance marketing and affiliate marketing in general?
You know, there's so many. It's just hard to really go down that path and get too crazy on it. But I would say if you're not using AI, you're going to be left behind in the performance marketing space. Whether that's helping you to write better content, write better copy, put out more information faster than the competition. I would say, as a word of caution, make sure that you're validating what you're putting out there, because I think bad information and bad information out still is can be the the problem with AI. But if you're not using it to crunch numbers faster, to optimize, to look at how the campaigns are performing, then again, you're going to get left behind.
Yeah, I can totally agree with that. It's an amazing productivity tool, right? And so there's been this ongoing debate with a lot of people I even talk to where, is it a complete replacement tool or a productivity tool? And everybody, 9 times out of 10, they say it's more of a productivity tool. It can do, 80% of some of that busy work that, people don't want to be doing anyway. Like you mentioned, maybe crunching through a spreadsheet and finding the numbers that you're looking for, maybe, drafting a blog, but obviously having a human go through and just kind of adjust it and make it look right. But
Exactly.
or add copy variations, right? So it could be, really effective for that. But you still definitely need that human in the loop to make it most effective as possible.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and I agree. I think any company that gets on the bandwagon now, they understand it, because there will come a time when there's going to be less and less human interaction. But I think right now we're early stages.
Yeah, definitely. And that's a good point about AI tools and, people kind of rushing them to market too. Some people are bringing out AI tools that really, are making a difference and actually provide a
Right.
lot of value. Whereas a lot of people are just trying to jump on the bandwagon as well and just launch any sort of AI tool. But I do think it's very important that people really, step back strategically and see how AI best incorporates into their existing product to, at the end of the day, help their customers better.
Exactly. Yeah. We've used some various AI tools that are out there, and what we've seen is it kind of runs the gamut. The promise sometimes doesn't always live up to the hype,
Mhm.
and or the performance doesn't live up to the promise, I guess. And so, but some of them are really good. Some of them are really good, and it's really understanding how to use the tool
Yeah.
and how to make it work. I think it's kind of like the early days of some things where, again, certain things get overhyped in some ways, but I would understate that, because I think you need to start learning now, because it's coming.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, maybe maybe 5 years even ago, it was people that would say they had an artificial intelligence tool. It was like, yeah, right. It's just a complex algorithm. But
Yeah.
now it's real, like real artificial intelligence, and it's just, proliferating really quickly and accelerating in terms of its capabilities.
Yeah, and if you just look at the image creation that a year ago compared to today, what you can do,
Yeah.
or I think that right there tells you everything about how fast it's going.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really exciting. So I guess how are you guys applying AI over there at LinkTrust, and how do you see other performance marketers applying it?
Yeah, we're trying to write more AI. Like I said, we're on version 8, and so with that, one thing we're doing is we're actually exploring and doing some code writing with AI. We're doing some of the QA/QC and automations written through AI. We're doing as we put out our we'll be releasing more comprehensive, fully dynamic reports that will come out, and we're looking at how AI can help publishers and advertisers crunch those reports better. So we're building some of those tools into the system as well.
Yeah. Yeah, and you guys are probably figuring out ways to better display that information. So, find the right trends and analysis, and then
Yep.
building your dashboard. Making the decision making very clear for the humans on the other end.
Yeah, and that's it. I mean, in the past, and most platforms of our type have had somewhat rigid reports.
Mhm.
But we're going to a fully dynamic report, so that an advertiser can allow the publishers to see whatever data sets they want them to see, And the publishers can either pull that data through an API right into their platform, or they can log into their publisher portal or partner portal, and have fully dynamic reporting dashboards, everything built out in there, and to however they want to build it out. They can crunch numbers almost any way that they want to crunch them, and then layering in AI to provide kind of trend analysis, like you said, looking at different things that were going on. That would be the evolution of where we're going.
That's very cool. Is there like a chat interface built into it as well? So you can maybe ask it specific questions like, what was the best performing ad campaign? Who are my, low CPC, highest performing, affiliate partners that are working with me through my network?
A chat interface. I'm going to have to talk to our CTO. I know he's got the roadmap, and we keep going over this, but we haven't discussed that. But I think that would be a fantastic element to add as we launch reporting later this year.
Very cool. Yeah, you'd almost ask it like to find that information in the report, and so you could just get right down to the nitty gritty.
Exactly. Find exactly what you're needing.
Perfect. Well, that sounds really cool. Actually, I'm really excited to see that roll out for you guys. I guess for people that maybe might be getting into the performance marketing space, can you maybe recommend for SaaS companies, what are some of the first steps they should take to establish a performance marketing strategy?
I think it goes back to just establishing your marketing strategy. Like, who is your ICP? Who's your ideal customer? Who are the personas that make up your ICP? What's the addressable audience? Kind of asking and doing some analysis on these fundamental questions, and where are you going to find that audience? So really, it goes back to kind of the fundamentals of B2B marketing at the end of the day. Once you understand this, then you can stand up campaigns that will go out and be able to reach that audience in the right way and in a meaningful way. Even leveraging like LinkTrust, for example, where we're not going to actually help you develop those campaigns and your ICP, and that we will help you to be able to reach them better and to be able to track them better. So if you're doing a strategic partnership deal with a company and they're going to send referrals into you, they probably have newsletters that are going out where they can place information about your company and a link there that somebody can come and sign up if they're interested. If they have space on their back office website, whatever you want to call it, where somebody's logging in, getting information, they can promote you in there. Again, going back to a kind of a lead collection link on the page that can be tracked through LinkTrust. All of that typically is going to go into your CRM, but where LinkTrust really comes in is it interfaces with your CRM, and it gives that company that you're partnering with a portal to be able to go in and see what marketing that they're doing on your behalf is turning into a lead. But not only turning into a lead, because we tie in with your CRM, you're able to track that on a pipeline basis. So is it a qualified lead? Did it have a meeting? Was it sales qualified? Okay, did it go to contract? Or where is it in the process? And now as a partner that's running something running a campaign on a performance basis, you're going to have the ability to see the progression of those leads all the way to close, giving you more incentivization to want to drive more, want to do more with that company, and also giving you the ability to do a cross marketing campaign as well. So in terms of what you need to do, you need to understand who your audience is first. And I think if anybody's in the SaaS space, they're going to do that analysis and figure out who's our ideal customer, who's the personas that we're going after, how do we message to them, but then how do we track it? And I think that's a big thing. I mean, I still see to this day a lot of B2B companies tracking things on, I call it spreadsheets, duct tape, and baling wire, and there's not really a good, they haven't found a good way to do it, and that's what LinkTrust is. It does for companies on the B2B side, allow that full transparency with both your internally tying into your CRM and with your publishers, and providing them the tools that they need to reach their audience in the right way. So
Yeah, that's a great point. Always got to start with the basics, right? The tools change, the tactics might change, but if you got your basics right, you're always off to off on the right foot there. Um, and that's another good point too. A lot of people just kind of spray and pray with their marketing tactics, but
Yeah,
having this fully thought out, methodical approach, if you will, leveraging platforms like yours, you could really start to get a lot more value out of your efforts instead of
right.
just working with a bunch of affiliates and spraying out a bunch of links and getting a bunch of traffic. And the worst thing you could possibly do is look at all these numbers coming in and say, well, what's working? And you say, I have no idea. A lot of marketers in that position, unfortunately.
And specifically on the performance marketing side, I think that's a big one. A lot of B2B companies will go out and set up strategic partnerships with other companies and say,
Mhm.
hey, send us your leads, we'll pay you on a referral basis or whatever. But what they forget about is the tracking issue.
Yeah.
And so what ends up happening is that company will refer you a lead, you'll take it on a spreadsheet, and then you've got to track that and report back to them, hey, thank you for that lead, and we're making progress on it. Well, companies or somebody that's in the position on the other side, they're incentivized by success. So if
Yeah.
they see the leads that they're sending over to you progressing through a pipeline, and they have that ability to log in and see where they are at any time in the equation, it relieves the need for you to over communicate with them. So it increases bandwidth and workflows, but it
Right.
also gives you the ability to communicate right through the platform to them. So you can put a video, you can put information, you can put up new resources for them in there that they can then take and promote your company even better with.
Mhm.
So it provides that layer of transparency, and in which fuels more referrals at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think you really hit the nail on the head there. The transparency creates trust, hence the name LinkTrust.
Yep. I love it. Who
Yep.
would have thought of
Yep.
that?
You kind of
I
said
use
it.
it all the time.
You kind of said it. I just took two words and put them together.
No, 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 you're absolutely right. There
And
was
I'm a
there was a
marketing
re
guy.
there was a reason the name was chosen.
Yep, yep, exactly. And I'm a marketing guy. I always kind of think in terms of that
I
one.
love it. I love it.
Um, I guess what are some other top performance marketing trends this year aside from AI?
Wow, see, man,
Or is it just AI?
um,
Just double down, triple down all of your effort on AI. Just don't get left in the dust.
I had a feeling you're gonna ask me that, and I said AI, 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 and LinkTrust, but
Mhm.
no, I don't know if there's in terms of B2B marketing, I don't know if there's a lot of trends other than really understanding and across the board. I mean, there's different trends for different audiences, right? But B2B specifically, or in this space, I mean, I think it continues to uh, to be around, de-identifying those anonymous uh,
Yeah.
inquirers, if you will. So you look at certain platforms out there that can help you. When I say de-identify, I mean identify or de-anonymize those those people that are coming to your website. So I think a lot of the B2B marketing or B2B sales decision is made. The latest stat I saw was somewhere around 70% of the decision was made before they ever contact you. And you
Yeah.
also need to make sure you're in front of that decision journey with that customer. And that goes back to why you need to understand who your audience is and be able to market directly to that audience,
Yeah.
because you may have different stakeholders that have different needs that you need to uncover and market to. And so with that, utilizing these tools to understand who's looking at you, who's interacting with you, can give you that direction to be able to launch direct campaigns to those individuals in that company, that where you can begin that conversation early to get them to leave that lead. So I think utilizing the tools out there where you can understand who's coming, who's looking, and how do you de-anonymize these people so you can start having a direct conversation with them.
Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah, because if you don't know who they are, you don't know how to help them, right? And the more you
Right.
can put yourself in their shoes and really understand what their needs are, and you're targeting the right people, it makes it a lot easier to be able to market to them effectively.
Yep.
Um,
And the interesting thing is, LinkTrust is really built from lead and a B2C perspective. But as you know, a lot of smaller, well, a lot of lower price point B2B products tend to act like B2C anyway. And
Yeah.
then as you go upscale where you have, or up funnel where or get to larger ticket items or SaaS companies, you tend to have a longer sales cycle. And with that, that's where our pipeline feature comes in to be able to help you track all of that all the way through.
Yeah, that's a great point. Do you see in general that B2B affiliate marketing is kind of a growing trend? B2C kind of was, obviously very big, but I feel like I've seen like B2B really growing, especially in the affiliate and performance marketing space over the last few years. What are your thoughts on that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I really think this is where performance marketing needs to do a better job of providing the tools. Like I said, I mean, I talk to B2B players every day that still track everything on spreadsheets. And so in that respect, providing the transparency and the tools to marketers to be able to, or partners, affiliates, publishers, call them what you will, to be able to run on a performance basis, I think is huge. Also, B2B tends to be higher ticket items. And so with that, knowing there's a longer sales cycle, providing that transparency is key as well. And we just don't see a lot of companies out there embracing the space and providing the transparency and the tools and the accuracy that performance-based B2B marketing needs to be successful.
Yeah, I totally agree with you too, especially because it takes longer to get the sale anyway. So it might be somebody that converts 3 months later. I mean, we even have this issue. We might have to talk to you guys about it actually. But people that come in through affiliates and, they might not, upgrade to premium or anything right away, but we need to be able to track these people for several months and see, when they do convert. But having that transparency, of course, is, very key with the affiliate partners, so they can kind of see where that potential buyer is in the pipeline there. But yeah, B2B is an amazing opportunity because, like you said, it's higher ticket items. It's not, referring somebody to Amazon for a t-shirt sale where you get a couple bucks on it. It's potentially, maybe a software product with a recurring revenue model built in. So it's naturally, very attractive from an affiliate standpoint.
And it's interesting because most B2B companies, when they are out there marketing, a lot of times they're used to placing paid buys that are out there to get certain placements. And this allows them to flip the script, to really come in and maybe provide a larger payout, but on a closed sale. And so having that kind of transparency is absolutely necessary to be able to change the mindset.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, transparency is everything. So I guess what other time-proven marketing techniques do you think will never go away, regardless of today's technology trends?
I think again, I said some of them earlier. There are, I still come back to this. People talk about, we're going to do this targeted marketing, or we're going to do this. I still say in most cases, reach and frequency is important, right? Especially even in the B2B world. I mean, if a lot of times you're marketing a product or service that somebody hasn't heard of. And so how do you get that reach into the right audience, but get that frequency so that when the time comes for the decision maker to consider, your service or your competitor's service, that you're in the consideration set at that point, and then you get the lead, or you get them coming to you. And a lot of it is about really understanding, the principles of reach and frequency, which I don't think ever really change fundamentally. That's my personal opinion. The other is going back and identifying the audience you're talking to. The tools that we have today give you the ability to create one-on-one communications with the right target audience and the right persona within that, target audience, whether it's you're talking to the board member, or you're talking directly to the CFO, you're talking to the chief revenue officer, whoever it might be, or the CEO, creating a message that reaches them. Yeah. And that goes back to understanding what their pain might be. I mean, the pain to the CFO and a board member might be different than the pain member to the pain to the CEO, or to the person actually that would be using whatever it is that you're selling. And so understanding that, and understanding how to utilize the tools out there to reach the exact audience and talk to them in the way that they need to understand to create that awareness and that interaction with them is crucial. But all those are fundamental tactics that we used to do on more of a macro level that we can take to a micro level now.
Yeah, totally. And I think a lot of times it's always good to reiterate these philosophical points for marketing in general, that just, hey, the basics work, right? So always, go back to the basics. AI, some of these new tools coming out they might seem daunting, but they're really it's just another tool at the end of the day. So, never stray away from the basics, get those dialed in every single time. And these new productivity tools like AI could really, help enhance those efforts further if you're in the right place.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more.
So I guess I guess we went over AI for performance marketing. Anything else coming up in the next few years, you think? I mean, what could be better than AI, right?
I just, it's hard to predict. I mean, I really see, there's going to, I just see the way that AI interacts, the way that the AI is such a game changer that it's hard to even predict where things will go.
Yeah.
Maybe we could spend a little bit of time after the show coming up with the next big concept and take it to market. But no, I say that kind of tongue in cheek, but there's there's always the next big thing, and I think AI is just going to enhance a lot of where we could go. Anyway.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, AI is going to help enhance the discovery of the next big thing, I feel like. So all these innovation cycles are going to speed up faster and faster and faster.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, when being at broadcast.com with Mark Cuban back in the day, I mean, we were early pioneers in streaming technology.
Yeah.
We were the first ones to really broadcast NFL games online, or Major League Baseball games, or even stream radio stations. And back then it was interesting because Mark sold the company to Yahoo, I think $6 billion.
Uh-huh.
And it was weird because all of our contracts at the time were having the NFL, Major League Baseball, all these radio stations pay broadcast.com to stream their games.
Wow.
Well, I think everybody saw that model is fundamentally flawed. Everybody but Yahoo saw that model was fundamentally flawed. And then with the next couple of years, after streaming was established, that model was going to get flipped, and it was going to be them charging for their content to be streamed, and they were going to pick a streaming partner, based on them paying them for their content. And so when you look at that took a couple of years of innovation changes, and you look at some of the things that are going on now and how fast things are changing. I mean, here we are, 15, 20 years later, and we're having a full conversation over, streaming video. I mean, I think that's a 20-year gap, but I think moving forward, you're going to see those gaps become smaller and smaller and smaller, to where the way you market, the way you advertise can be much more personal than it is now. And you can reach the right audience in a much more meaningful way. And that's where I think the trend will be going.
Yeah, that's really compelling. Yeah, I think, it's, to reiterate the point, it's, you might as well adopt AI and learn how to best utilize the tool, because if you don't, it's going to be easy to get left in the dust, right? Because if you look at the positive side for AI, there's a lot of great things that it's going to be able to do, and multiple industries and fields. But for today, we'll stick to marketing. But
and if you think you have privacy, that ship has sailed as well.
Yeah. Is somebody listening to me here? Just kidding. So marketing, I mean, it's always, to me, like, marketing is really about helping people connect people with problems with a solution, right? And so the better marketer is always the one that's able to help people find that solution to their needs. And AI, I think, is only going to be able to enhance that, as long as it's used in a responsible way, of course, helping identify people with the problem at the right time with their permission, provided with the right solution to their problem at the optimal time, is the ultimate win-win scenario.
Well, you look at, I agree, and you look at even the search engines are going to struggle with this, and they already are. And part of our business is working with Google, Yahoo, Bing, and helping to take their feeds and send traffic to those feeds in meaningful ways, right? So meaning that instead of buying against them, we actually help send traffic to them. And so that's a monetization aspect of our platform. But even where that's changing, you've got advertising. I mean, back when I was at Overture, it was like the highest bid wins in the search results, right? Then you have the algorithms being introduced because they want higher quality. They don't want just somebody outbidding everybody else to get in that top position. So now you can bid lower and be in a higher position because you're providing a better customer experience, a better user experience. Well, now with AI coming in and you typing in an AI query and it bringing back the exact result that you're looking for, how do the search engines begin to turn that corner and continue to monetize in the way that they do? I think they're even going to have to figure out how to change Google, Bing, you name it. They're going to have to figure out how to change their business model to keep up with AI, because somebody with very effective technology could literally come in and flip the script in the search world in the next couple of years if they're not on top of this. So they're protecting their revenue model and protecting the quality and integrity of their results. Are going to maybe be at odds in some cases if you think that. So
I was kind of worried about that as well too, right? So Google's, search engines are great to kind of get you almost to the place of finding what you're looking for, but not to that all the way to the end, to the exact answer you're looking for. And that's where the advertisement really, makes sense, where you could put other offers in front of people to in a sea of offers, right? But with AI, you could really just get right down to what you're looking for right away in a conversational format. So it's quite amazing what you can do there. But yeah, the next few years are going to be really interesting for the search engines and how they adopt.
Yeah, so we're just trying to make sure that I joke because as the metaverse was the big thing, a couple of years ago, we actually have one little line item in terms of everything we can do. But we're the first tracking platform that can track in the metaverse, and it's a little tongue in cheek, but
that's kind of cool. Yeah, I forgot about the metaverse. It was like really hot for a minute.
Right. So we're gonna have to figure out some other spin on AI. But again, AI, we'll still need tracking behind the scenes. You'll still need to connect the dots, and that's where I think we'll be in the middle of that equation right there to be able to, however marketing changes and stuff, you're still going to need to know what drove what and that customer journey of how they got there. So
very excited. So that's what's next for LinkTrust over the next few years?
Over the next few years, we're rolling out 8.0. We continue to try to make sure that AI keeps everything we're doing relevant. So as we know, we're moving into a world where you're moving away from pixel tracking. And so almost 100% of our advertisers are server side. We're actually developing what we call the LT tag to be able to track around that, but looking at how we can leverage AI to map against that customer journey. So how can you understand where they're coming from, what the attribution model looks like? Should you run a first touch, last touch, or more of a time decay or a U-shaped attribution model, allowing your customer to go in and slice and dice their data to kind of figure out what's the best attribution model for them. I have one of my pet peeves in the more traditional performance marketing, I don't know how to say it, but is that a lot of times it's the partners that are creating the awareness that end up not getting recognized for their efforts, because so many companies in terms of performance marketing and in terms of their attribution model are stuck in last touch. And so with last touch, you're basically generally providing the attribution to the company that provided the least amount of effort for incurring the attribution, and you're penalizing the influencers or the ones that are on the cutting edge of really providing the awareness of your product or service or business. You're penalizing them because you're giving credit to the last touch player. And it could be, when you think of your attribution, you think of you're running AdWords or you're running, LinkedIn or whatever you're running out there, and you've got your influencers out there. Many times companies end up at the end of the day and they're like, oh, okay, look, we got 100 sales for round numbers, But if you look at everything that, all these other platforms are telling us, they're telling us that they've got 150 sales. Well, that's because you've got over attribution on about 50 of those sales.
Yeah.
And so understanding that is fine if you want to be able to pay against the customer decision journey.
Yeah.
And so that's some of the areas we're placing efforts, is to understand that customer decision journey and understanding how to pay on a performance basis against the journey. So you could say it's first touch or last touch or whatever, but you can pay accurately so that you can incentivize the whole funnel to drive more traffic.
Really smart. I totally agree with that problem too, right? Who created the initial awareness, maybe where they went to Google search to go look it up or to go read about your company and learn more information about it and click on some other blogger's link that gets the credit for it.
Right.
So it'd be really interesting, if you could even split the commission across the funnel, based on, whatever they want to set it at, I guess, if you will, where, they could wait, the first person who created the general top of funnel brand awareness, a certain percentage, and then somebody, further down the funnel that was the person that actually referred the user to make the actual purchase gets a different type of percentage based on how you value that internally. I think that's really powerful.
Yeah, or you think of even in longer sales cycle models where you want to incentivize somebody to send you a lead, but sometimes you don't always know the quality of that lead, right?
Oh, yeah.
So you're incentivizing them to send you a lead, but then you can also do a secondary payout on the sale. So you're going to pay a lower amount on the lead and a higher amount once it converts to a sale. And so we provide that flexibility now, and we're going to continue to enhance that. The other thing that we're really pouring a lot of energy into is helping companies to monetize their traffic better. So a lot of times companies have excess traffic, have traffic they can't utilize, have traffic from maybe areas that don't make sense for them. And so through contextualized search and strategic ad units, we can help them to offset some of the cost of that traffic and allow them a way to make money off of that traffic in a very qualified way, where it's sending it into Google and other places, but we're definitely qualifying it on our end to make sure it's good for the company that's implementing it, good for Google, good for everybody in between.
Well, I love your guys' mission and vision over there. Sounds like exactly what the affiliate marketing space needs, especially in the B2B space, because of those lengthy sales cycles, as you mentioned. So yeah, we'd love, tell more people about LinkTrust, where they could learn more about your guys' company, and where could they learn more about your company?
Just go to linktrust.com. Yeah, we've been around for 20 years. We just did an overhaul of our website and marketing platform. So yeah, if you want to check it out, go to linktrust.com. There's plenty of places if you want to get in touch with us, leave us a lead there, and we'd be happy to talk to you.
Yeah, I would love, also if you could give people one good reason why to work with you guys besides all the great stuff we talked about. Obviously, unless you want me to do the pitch, I think I got it nailed now.
But I'd love to hear your pitch.
Yeah, so if you want more transparency in your affiliate marketing and to get more performance out of your performance marketing, check out LinkTrust today. It's the links that you can trust, something like that. That's
I love it. One thing I would add to that I think goes underlooked in this industry is because we have been around for as long as we have, we have some of the most, I would say we have the most accurate tracking in the business. And I think that's one of the things when people are looking at platforms, they look at the look, the feel, how cool the platform might look or whatever, but they forget that what they're coming there for is accuracy. At the end of the day, they want to know that everything's accurate. And that's, I would say, accuracy. We're known for that. We're known for customer support. So we don't leave you hanging. We have a world-class customer support team that can help walk you through everything.
Awesome. Well, David, it's been a pleasure. I feel like I could talk for hours with you. It's good.
Likewise.
So everybody, please go to linktrust.com, check out their platform today. We're also proud to have David's company as a partner in our B2B SaaS marketplace. You can learn about it there as well. Once again, that's linktrust.com. You could also look it up in our SaaS marketplace. Nacho is the best place to buy SaaS. David, thank you so much. I really appreciate you coming on today, and it's been a great conversation.
Yeah, thanks for your time.